welcome back to Not in Forever. What we're going to do today is work on balling up a kind of a mess of yarn that it's a beautiful dark mint color. I know that some people find it super soothing to just like watch yarn being balled up. So that'll help us with our day, maybe, is just to calm down, be soothed, watch a former yarn skein turn into a nice little yarn cake. Um, the way that I have things set up with my um, yarn baller, or yarn winder, as it were, um, the way that I have things set up, I like to do just a couple of manual spins so I can see where it's going to go, assuming I put it in both of the correct slots on the winder. And I know this seems like it's a little fiddly and it takes a little longer um, to get going this way, but I think it anchors the center a bit better and gives you a little bit more control over the center of the cake and what it looks like. So I put 3 turns on my starter. There is, as with many things with crocheting, fiber artistry, there is no one way to do it. I don't want you to think that I am at all suggesting that this way is the best way or better than any other way. It's just the way that I do it. I did use this color for my caterpillar that I made about 6 months ago. And he's still super cute after my daughter, my 2.5-year-old, has been playing with him since she got him around her 2nd birthday. So that's pretty exciting. It makes me pretty proud of that. Anyway, let's give this a shot, see how it goes. So as you can see what's going to happen along the way, because this is the skein that I didn't turn into a ball sooner, I'm going to come up with a few of these snags like this. And so this is one reason that you might choose to ball your yarn, especially if you get to the end of a skein. So like, for example, this is about where this skein is about where you would want to start balling. I have it currently attached to a cat toy project right now, so I'm not gonna ball that one while I'm working with it, but I'm almost done with that project, and then I will take and run it through the yarn winder. Then I'll have a nice ball that takes up less surface area, and it's also less likely to get like this where it's, spaghetti situation, and tangled spaghetti situation. Um, and especially if you take your crochet, or if you're a knitter, if you take your yarn lots of places like I do, there's a possibility that it could snag on things as you're taking it out of your project bag or going from place to place or whatever. When it's in this type of a situation or this type of a situation, it's going to cause you more work. And one of the things that you don't have a lot of is time when you are trying to, especially if you're trying to be a fiber artist and you have other things going on, like maybe you work or you have kids maybe, or just lots of other demands on your time. You're not necessarily going to have as much time or excitement for a project if you're constantly trying to undo the tangles and the knots. So that's another reason why balling it up is a good idea. I do like to try to keep a little bit of tension on this end of the yarn just because it, I think it makes a nicer cake. And I know that you're going to watch me chase my yarn winder around the table a little bit. Part of that is because I just don't like to clamp it to the table. And usually I don't clamp it to the table because I have my kids with me. I might clamp it to the table if I have more yarn to work with than just this small amount. Like when I do this one, I might clamp it to the table unless my kiddos are helping me. If you have any questions about crocheting, or in this instance, yarn winding, please feel free to leave a comment and I will respond as quickly as I can. I am a teacher and I have thought about taking this to school with me because we have a little group of kiddos who like to crochet with any extra free time that they have. And I think that this would be a super cool activity for some kids who just need a moment to do like a different kind of activity. As you can see, we're not getting too much extra air or space in the skein. It's a nice, or in the cake, it's nice and tight. I did hit another snag. And again, please feel free to mute me if you're just here to watch the yarn untangling and the cake building as we try desperately to get this yarn back into some sort of structure. Today is a Saturday, so it's been pretty restful for our family. I actually have both my girls. My husband got both of them down for naps this afternoon, so, and that's pretty rare. That doesn't usually happen, and we're pretty excited about that. So I thought I would take advantage of the ease of filming while they were both down for naps. So I can see a couple of looser strands. So when I notice those, I just push them up a little bit. And I push too far. Almost there, so close. Oh no, my spinner got turned around. This might add an interesting layer to this skein, this ball. Having to turn that in a new direction. This one's gonna just get chased around the table. As you can see, this is what happens when you have a bit of a mess to work with. I always try to grab the very end so I have a little bit more control over it as I'm taking it off the winder. And then they're never going to come out super perfect. Like, there are always going to be little extras in there, and you can just tuck those inside the cake as you pull it off, and it's not going to cause any big knots or scary things or anything. And tuck in, check the top, tuck it in. If you are planning to put this on like a bar or any type of holder for your yarn, what you would want to do is, if you can, stick that bar right into the top of your yarn winder, assuming it's got an open top, and then pull it off right onto the bar. If I know that there are some people who have these really cool, they're like yarn take it with you type things, and it's a really cool like protector for this game, but it requires the yarn to be in a cake. So if you can, or if that disassembles at all and that's something that you're using, just stick it right into the top of your yarn winder as you're pulling off the cake, and then it'll be ready to spin nicely as you are crocheting or knitting or however you're using your fancy fibers. Thank you for your time. I hope you're having a good day.